Hey everyone, it's Albie. Welcome back to my channel. I am at my grandma's house, so it's a little different setup today, and I did get a haircut, but yeah, welcome back. Today I'll be going over my mid-month wrap-up for the month of July. I'm going to start off with a book club book that I read, and that was Mexico, Margaritas, and Murder by Wendy Day. It's a Sally and Pearl mystery. I think I gave it like a 3-star. To me, it just didn't have enough mystery for me, but it was enjoyable. So it's a cozy mystery between two sort of slightly senior friends. The one, I believe her name was Pearl. She recently lost her husband, and her friend Sally says, "Why don't we go on a vacation and get sort of try to cheer up and stuff?" So they end up going to Mexico, but unfortunately, with their margaritas comes a murder, and they have to sort of solve this mystery while also keeping themselves safe. It was an interesting read, to say the least. Wasn't my favorite cozy mystery, but it was enjoyable. And the second one is a Christmassy book, and I really think I'm going to add it to my TBR for Vlogmas, because it's just sometimes it's a little bit hard to find a lot of Christmassy books to do basically 25 videos for the month, so I think I'm going to add that one. But if you're looking for a cozy mystery, it was cute. I would just say there's the ones that are a little bit better. So if you'd ever like me to do a cozy mystery video, let me know. I definitely have some recs I think people would enjoy. So after I read that, my friend Justine and I did buddy read Keep Her Safe by QB Tyler. Definitely have some thoughts. So this featured Shae Eastwood. She is a A-list celebrity, but was she though? Because in the book it starts off in flashbacks of her being 18, and the present day she's like 23 to 24, and she was on a show for like 10 years. So she was on a show from 23, 10 years ago she was 13. So essentially she was basically like a Disney Channel star. And I mean, Miley Cyrus was extremely famous and followed by the paparazzi as a teenager, Lindsay Lohan the same way. But I feel like in today's world, we don't have I feel like the people aren't that followed, or they're not as hunted like as it used to be with all like the tabloid magazines. And Perez Hilton was really poppin', and Just Jared, which I still follow every day for celebrity news. But it just was a little, was she really famous? Was it like a Disney star being stalked, essentially? So Shae Eastwood, she's 23. She starts canoodling with her bodyguard, Damien Hunt. He is 12 years older, so she's 23. He's 35, and it just felt a little interesting. Like, he is basically meets her at 18, is like attracted to her, which, that's legal consent, whatever. But it was just sort of, I don't know, just interesting to say the least. I told my friend, like, I don't mind the 12-year age gap, but like, I feel like she should have been like 28, 26 even, and he could have been like 38, 39. That wouldn't have been as, not problematic, but just like, gray area, with her being 18 to 23, him being 30 to 35, essentially. And like, I know this was supposed to be like a spicy retelling of The Bodyguard, the Whitney Houston film with Kevin Costner, and I believe they actually had an age gap. I think I don't think they were about the same age. I thought Whitney Houston was like 30, 31 when she filmed that, and Costner was like maybe 40, 41. I don't know. I'd have to Google their ages. But I felt like that worked. I think it was an age gap. I'm not fully sure, but I think you can do an age gap without being so young. And I feel like to be the celebrity that would have had this sort of stalking, I feel like she should have been older and maybe not on like a teen show. It's like Zoe 101 or, like Riverdale, which I know they have stalkers and stuff. But I just felt like it would have worked a little bit better if Shae was a slightly older. Overall, I give it 4 star. No, did I? Yeah, I give it 4 stars. I have my stuff backwards. I give it 4 stars, but it really was more like a 3, 2.5. But I pumped it up because the spice was really good, and I kind of ignored like age gap, and in my mind, I kind of aged them up to what I wanted, and yeah, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be, unfortunately. The next book I read was Not That Duke by Eloisa James. I was actually sent the ARC by NetGalley. Thank you very much. This was a 5-star read. This was probably one of my favorite books of the year, and I'll tell you about why. So our heroine is Lady Stella. She's very mousy. This is the Would-Be Wallflower series, so the women aren't necessarily a wallflower, but they try to embrace this wallflower identity to just kind of like go with the flow, not really worry about having to get this marriage certificate, or get married off during the balls and stuff. So, she is unfortunate in that she has freckles, red hair, and glasses, but whatever, you know. um, and our hero is Sylvester, the Duke of Huntington. There's also a really cute animal in this one, Speck. So if you're a fan of the first Wild book, was it Born to be Wild, Wild in Love? I can't remember them. I can't remember, but the first one had a really cute pet skunk. This one has a really cute cat. Excuse me. But one thing I liked was this had a really interesting trope. So I don't like slow burns, y'all know this, but I was telling my friend, like, what I liked about it was it didn't feel like a slow burn because it didn't feel like they were romantic. It was just this like nice organic, barely even friendship, but because the two, like, Stella felt like she was already out of his league, so I was like, whatever, why do I need to bother to put on airs to impress him or flirt or whatever, you know, it ain't gonna happen. And Sylvester, actually, for most of the book, is still, like, in love with and pining for Yasmin, who is the heroine of book 2. So because they aren't, like, really even attracted to each other or whatever, they kind of let their guards down, and they just have this really nice, friendship, just camaraderie that begins to go into more. And I just really like that because it wasn't like it was pushing like a romance. It was just two people in the moment, you know, chatting, and it just kind of grew organically. And I really did like that a lot. It was just really refreshing to read that. It does have a marriage of convenience trope, but it wasn't like a really fun one. Like some of the ones you read, it's like, what was the one I read? It was really good. It's like a girl in like her carriage. It's like destroyed in the winter, and the hero like saves her from the carriage. Her maid ran off or whatever, and like he like strips her to her chemise, and like I think he's naked and like cuddling her in front of the fire. And they wake up, and it's like, uh-oh, you know, what do we do, sort of thing. I have to look up that book because it was a really, really good one. But yeah, the hero falls first in this one. It is slow burn. It's sort of a wallflower. Just really a wonderful historical romance. It really ignited my love of historicals. I'd sort of been burnt out. I had like 6 that I was like kind of had to read for ARCs back in April, and I just couldn't pick one up since. And I was really happy I got this one because I love Eloisa James. She's the first historical romance author I ever picked up and read. I picked up the first Wild of Linlow Castle book at the library, which was randomly in hardback, and I read it and fell in love with the series and fell in love with historical romances. I started looking up on YouTube historical romances. I found the book Refuge and Peace Love Books and Books with Samantha, and I was like, who's Lisa Kleypas? And I'm still wondering who the heck is Derek Craven. I definitely need to read that book because people have memes and fantasies and everything about Derek Craven, and I'm like, who is he? So I definitely need to read. I think it's Dreaming of You is the book by Lisa Kleypas. I know there's one I need to read before. It's like a duet series. So I want to read that really soon because I'm like, who's Derek Craven? But overall, I love the story. This one did have some, I didn't really go over my content warnings, but so I think all the ones had like loss of parent. It's like a Hallmark movie. Loss of parent's gonna happen. Not that you did have some bullying. There's some mean girls like Lydia. Oh God, I pray to gosh we don't have to have one of her books. I hope Eloisa James is like, oh, we're gonna have her redemption story. No, ma'am. She's just a bee. Leave her alone. I don't want her. But I love Not That Duke, one of my favorites of the year. I did get another historical romance arc, and it was also by an author I really enjoy. That's Charisse Michaels, and this is Say Yes to the Princess. This one was really unique too. I was talking with my friend Kayla about this one, and I did say I wanted a little more spice to her, but you know, her books are a little more on the sweet side than the spicy side, which is perfectly fine. It's just sometimes you have to detox from high levels of spice. But this one had a really cool hero, Killian Cruz. He was, I don't know how to describe it. He's not like in the mafia, but like he's like a muscle guy, like used by the crown to like get stuff done, like, you know, get money back from people, help hide a body or two, is essentially, you know, and he's hired by the crown to seduce and like kind of mess things up for the princess, and that is Her Serene Highness Princess Regine Elise Adelaide de Orleans. For most of the book, she's Elise, so you can call her Elise. She was a really interesting character. So she had to flee, is that right? She fled from France during the Revolution because her like family got, you know, unalived, unfortunately. So she and her younger brother and younger sister, this is a trilogy, spoiler alert, they had to flee to England from France. And she's if there's a big roaring, it's my grandma's mini fridge it's got like her coffee stuff, so sorry about that. So they all have fled to England because they're going to be like unalived because they're like French nobility. You know, that was the whole thing. Let them eat cake, let them eat McDonald's. I don't know. So, yeah, she is in England. She is sort of feeling like her extended welcome is starting to be unwelcome. Not like she's like on the hunt to be like unalived or anything, but like she feels like kind of burdensome. And she has her ladies in waiting. They wear like black cloaks, like sort of like kind of like Handmaid's Tale almost. They're very like hidden away. They go to long masses and pray, and they kind of work around in this circle, sort of like the muses from Hercules, which I really liked. And I hope that maybe the prince is gonna fall in love with one of her like ladies in waiting. Hopefully not Juliet because that's her cousin, but I think Kirby or Marie would be fun for the prince to fall in love with, or maybe she'll go sapphic for the third one, I don't know. But really did enjoy this. It has tropes of like princess royalty, fake seduction, class difference, although not too much, you know. But it was an enjoyable story. It's 5 stars. It's a little low on the spice. If you're more of a high spice historical, you may not love this one, but it was a really just enjoyable story. The history in the book was really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to book 2. I don't know if she'll do the prince, who is Prince Gabriel, or she's going to do Princess Danielle. Probably the prince because the ages are, Danielle be a little young, allegedly. So we'll see. If you haven't read Sherry Michaels, I really did enjoy her. It's like a fairy tale series. The first one's like A Duchess a Day, and that one's like Snow White inspired. And then one of my favorite historicals of all time is by her, and it's When You Wish Upon a Duke. That one is so good. It's like a Tinkerbell, Captain Hook, which ironic, I'm wearing my Tinkerbell shirt I got at Big Lots. But yeah, I really love that one by Charisse Michaels. So if you haven't read her, I would check out, I can't remember the series, but it's Duchess a Day is the first one, and the second one is When You Wish Upon a Duke, and there's like Stroke at Midnight is the third one. But really lovely story. The 5th book I read was the new release from Laura John. This is an MM romance. It's a bodyguard celebrity romance. This one was very high spice. I mean, I think like 30 pages in, the pants are off, sort of thing. So in this one we have our hero Dante. Well, they're both heroes, you know, but our hero Dante, and he is a celebrity, and I think he's like being outed by blackmail in the media, so there is kind of a trigger for that. And so he has like he's being threatened for being outed. He's being threatened with his life, unfortunately. And so his PR team hires a bodyguard. Well, the bodyguard is like the zaddy type. He's very into like some kinky stuff. And Nixon is the bodyguard. So Nixon and Dante start a high sort of spicy relationship that does grow into more. If you like spicy romances, if you like age gap, if you like celebrity, if you like MM, if you like a lot of eggplant talk, you're going to really enjoy this book. It was also 5 stars. It was like a 3-4 on the spice scale. So very spicy, very fun, and was enjoyable. So everyone, that was what I've read thus far. If you would like me to go into more details about the books or anything, you can leave me a comment. You can DM me on Instagram at I'll Be Reading Romance. They're all the same here, Instagram and TikTok. I'm on TikTok a lot, but I don't like create content. I'm just like watching makeup videos, to be honest. But yeah, just reach out. We can chat in the comments, Instagram, whatever. So let me know what has been your favorite book of the month thus far. I think mine definitely has to be Not That Duke by Eloisa James. It was just really fun, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't a slow burn. It was just like a natural little relationship, and I was all for it. So I love when like something magical happens out of like not having a guard up or putting on ears. It was just really fun. So everyone, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and I will see y'all soon for another video. Bye everyone. Have a wonderful day.